Greetings, people. Yard Reviews, a show where we give you a multicultural perspective on all things film and TV related. I'm your host, Sadiq Johnson. I'm joined by my co-host, Irv.
Hello.
I'm also joined by producer, cameraman, Dan.
Yep.
Alright, now this is the movie news section of the show where we'll just talk about some tidbits of news. So, Irv, what's the first topic of discussion?
Right. So, John Travolta is signed on for American Crime Story, The People v. O.J. Simpson, and he will be playing one of Simpson's defense lawyers, Robert Shapiro. But also, David Schwimmer is playing Robert Kardashian, yeah.
Okay.
So this is shaping up to
be I mean, as well as the guys that did American Horror Story, and they're doing these real crime, court dramas and stuff that really happen. And I mean, John Travolta is going into TV, and John Travolta is this actor that, he has his down times, but, when he made that resurgence with Pulp Fiction and he did a whole slew of films, action and stuff, and he was just doing his thing, and John Travolta's gonna always be John Travolta. Like, this dude can just do anything, and it'll be good. But see him signing on to a television show, and even David Schwimmer from Friends. You know what I mean? Coming
he does
in,
have that
involved.
kind of look.
Yeah, and it's gonna be some serious stuff. So I'm really curious to see how they shape it up. I mean, what's his name? Oscar winner. Is Cuba Gooding Jr. is going to be O.J. Simpson. So this is shaping up to be some good stuff. I think it's really interesting. Looking forward to the first episode. I'm looking forward to all them.
The whole series.
Yeah, just all the
I'm looking forward
next
to
ones.
also what other stories they'll be doing.
Exactly on it. Yeah, because it's going to be, of course, probably like a 16-episode season.
Yeah.
And then you can do another 16 episode about another crime drama.
Yeah. So there's
a lot of things you can draw from.
Exactly.
And because there's a lot of high profile cases you can pick from that are dope and really,
that would be so cool to watch.
Yeah. I mean, you can't even imagine something like even Charles Manson.
I want to see the Menendez brothers.
That too. That
I was reading up about that case, and I was just completely fascinated. I think that would be so cool.
That it would create, and even
the Black Dahlia case.
Yeah, there's so many.
That kind
of
and
different periods, different times.
Yeah, exactly.
So which is really cool. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I hope that definitely move forward with that, and we can get to see some good stuff.
Yeah. So moving on to the Ant-Man trailer.
Yeah. So we saw the Ant-Man trailer. I mean, me personally, a lot of people saying they're kind of underwhelmed about it. I'm saying, okay, you know what? Marvel has this good track record. Ant-Man is not a familiar character. And this version of Ant-Man they're using is not the original Ant-Man, which is good. They're going with a character that has certain type of flaws. And I think this is more of like a redemption story. You have a little bit of comedy on it. He has this daughter now who's kind of disappointed in him because he's always going to jail. And now he gets some redemption now with Hank Pym saying that he's watching him and he feels that he has the pure of mind and heart to become the Ant-Man and take on the legacy and fight this guy who's trying to take over his company. And also Hank Pym has his daughter in it as well, so I guess he's trying to get redemption for his daughter as well. So it's a story of both of them trying to look for some redemption and doing something. And the comedy is there. Cause the guy's
because Paul Rudd,
like Paul Rudd is dropping his little comedy and he's like, is it too late to change the name? You know what I mean? Like so you get this little piece of comedy in there, but I mean it has a serious tone. Michael Douglas, I mean, come on, Michael Douglas, even with his open monologues, that was so dope. Michael Douglas can't do no wrong. Then Paul Rudd shaping up to be like a superhero. And listen, the success of this is going to prove that Marvel is heading in a direction where anything that they're doing is just so properly weaving into the storyline. And the thing is, listen, get over it. Edgar Wright is not there. The base of Edgar Wright work is there, but they had to change up a lot of things because, listen, that was in development from 2000 and I think 2010, or that was in development from a long time before the Marvel Cinematic Universe started shaping up and coming into form. So of course they had to make some alterations. Yes, it's not the same story as it was before, but listen, it has to connect with Avengers Age of Ultron, then it has to connect with Doctor Strange, then it has to connect with the future other universes, because Ant-Man is the original part of the Avengers, and he's going to definitely be one of the characters that's going to be fighting Thanos in Infinity War. So you have to weave him in the storyline. So this is the only way it can be done. So if it has to change the story, fine, but at least there's a piece of Edgar Wright still in there. You know what I mean? But it had to be changed and it had to be put in. So just listen, watch the show. I think it's going to be a good movie. I think it's going to be like a solid comic book movie. It might not be the great, but it's going to make money for them. And it's going to do good. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy was an unknown property. I barely knew about it. Movie came out, fantastic. Listen,
amazing.
They're going to do it. They're going to come off of the heels of Age of Ultron, which is going to blow everything out the water.
Yeah, and because they're all interconnected, people are going to have to watch them
Exactly,
anyway.
because I believe that end credit scene So eventually, going to have something to do with Ant-Man, and
Yeah.
will probably have something to do with like Doctor Strange and all these
Okay.
other characters, because I
That'd be
heard
cool.
they did
I
some
hope so.
reshoots. So I hope that they're going to definitely bring the close to phase 2 and get us ready for phase 3. So definitely looking forward to that. So we can move on.
So we've got some tidbits of news from the interview that was out over Christmas.
Yeah.
As we know on the internet and what we've spoken about before in movie news, that
Yeah.
there's a lot of drama going on
Of course.
with the film, and then out of the blue, Sony decides to release it on Christmas Day, I think it was, online. And it kind of just changed the platform of how movies could be released, and the fact that they did it and it was
Yeah.
available on all like video on demand and what have you. So we've got some figures in
Yeah.
for the success so far. So in the first 4 days and in 331 theatres, it pulled in 2.9 million.
Okay.
And then a further 1.1 million in the second week, and they expanded to 581 theatres. And for theatrical is 5.3 million in total, and then video on demand, like the weekend of Christmas, was
Yeah.
15 million, and so far the grand total of video on demand and other cable options and online options is
Yeah.
about 31 to 34 million.
That's
And
nice.
now they've said that they're doing a wide release for UK and Ireland, so I'm assuming that means in
Yeah,
cinemas.
in
and stuff
cinemas,
over
yeah,
here.
yeah. So we'll
But-
probably give them like another 30 million.
Yeah, but I don't think they'll make the money back. The
yeah,
money
well,
that they spent making the film and marketing the film.
yeah. I mean, but the thing is, with due to the marketing, I mean, it was. I don't really think the marketing budget was that big, because I think a lot of the controversy marketed the film for itself.
Yeah.
So
Which I don't know if they were expecting, and then there was
No.
other news as well that, that the Sony hack was internal.
Well, who knows? I mean, who
It's
really
just
knows what really happened? I mean, it's insane.
I mean, it would
what's
be a
going
shame
on.
to do it for this one movie because we both saw the film.
Yeah, well. To be honest,
It was just a
it
regular
was a good movie. It wasn't a great movie, my perspective on
Yeah.
it. But it was short with all this controversy, and it came out on demand. Someone was like, "Listen, shove it. We're just gonna put it out, and you guys can pay for it." And like, listen, we watched it. It was
Yeah.
good. They made a decent money off of it. It might not be the money that they spent making the money, but listen, they can just consider it a tax write-off. I know they can consider a new way for debuting films. So if they want to do a budget film, they can say, "Listen, we can do a film minimal budget, probably do it for like 20 million, 15 million, do a small film, and put it
Yeah.
out on demand. Boom, you can do like,
Options are open now.
the options are open now.
Yeah.
And you can go to the internet with it, because right now the internet is the future, and theaters are realizing this, and these movie, companies are really realizing everything is going to Netflix. I mean, look here. I mean, a lot of good stuff going to Netflix, going to these online people, Amazon Prime. They're doing these. They're moving into series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's they're financing series and episodes and stuff. So it's getting deep. It's getting crazy. So this is where it's going right now. So I think that it's just the future. So yeah, next order of business.
So final bit of news, not a lot this week. Martin Scorsese's Silence.
Yeah.
The one lead actor is Ken Watanabe.
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 Yeah.
Watanabe. Different pronunciation. Watanabe has not backed out, but he can't do it now because
Yeah.
he's going to be on Broadway in The King and I, and I'm assuming that means schedule clash.
Schedule clash. But that's
So, I
really
don't know.
unfortunate.
Do you know what the film is about?
Yes, it's basically about like these two Jesuit priests.
Yeah.
One of them is going to be Andrew Garfield,
Yeah.
and he's basically looking for the last one, which is Liam Neeson, and he's in Japan,
Okay.
and he's in I think the 17th century, and I guess he's coming with a lot of like tribal samurais and stuff like that, and he's
Okay.
I think it's just going to be a really good movie. I mean, it's
Yeah.
something different from what Martin Scorsese does, but
Yeah.
it definitely
Apparently
is
there's
going to
been
put some
delays
drama.
of-
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate.
1991.
It's
So since 1991 is trying to make this passion project.
yeah, well,
into
listen.
reality.
I mean, it's kind of unfortunate that Ken Watanabe drops out, because he's a really good actor,
Yeah.
and he could really, bring some kind of good stuff to the role. But I mean, he can find somebody else, and he should. I mean, which shouldn't be hard. But
Yeah.
I think he needs to just do it, because I'm looking forward to the film. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Especially with the actors involved. I mean, Liam Neeson. I mean, Andrew Garfield. Under Scorsese direction, it's
That'll
going to be
be
something
crazy.
dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's definitely something to look forward to. And they're going to get a replacement, but I mean, they really need to go with somebody good at especially somebody from Japanese who's really up there. You can find somebody. I mean, he works with a lot of Asian people. I mean, it was the Asian people that did The Departed, what you call it, their version.
Oh,
he
yeah.
did it for. So I mean, so it's something that can definitely happen. So I'm looking forward to that. Yes, so that's basically
not a lot this week. It's just the beginning of Jan.
Just beginning of January, guys. So the news is really slow, so it's gonna be a really short one this week. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Do subscribe to the show, youtube.com/yardreviews. Also, email us at yardy.reviews@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at yardreviews, as well as log on to Herb's WordPress, YouTube,
Big
picture, small screen. WordPress.com. All the reviews, all the news, all the blogs are there. And yeah, me, Herb, Dan signing out. Big up yourself.